Anand would go and plead with him, please give me the moped, I want to go around for a round and all that. Chess is something very, very deeply inside me.
Mm-hmm.
I don't pass a single day without chess in my life. Sometimes we will even put comedy tapes and all and work on chess. You are asking me this question because
No.
I finished third in the national game, 97. Borua was first, Tipse was second, I was third. It's not a regret because at my age I don't regret anything. It's just that, yeah, Grandmaster title would have been nice after my name, but I don't care. In that school, the 1983 Asian Junior was held where Vishy was one of the participants. So I was a board boy for the tournament. Those days, there was no electronic scoreboards and all, the demo boards and all. So the player makes a move, there's a huge magnetic board behind him. A kid stands and makes a move. So I was a board boy for Anand and company. Well, like every other Indian, Gukesh form is now a real concern. The world of chess is a fantastic place when Aronian is doing well.
Yes.
The same way I would say Indian chess would be wonderful when Arjun is doing well. So.
Saravanan, it's so good to see you again in Chennai. We were at the Chennai Grandmasters and I got the opportunity to come and meet you. How have you been?
Well, life is very good generally. Now I'm into training mostly and also some writing for chess.com as a correspondent, as a reporter, columnist. And yeah, once in a while I do interesting things. I was just telling you some time ago, I did a lecture for Ernst & Young for their corporate employees. I had a lecture for an hour. It was very interesting. What chess gives people, especially in a corporate structure like this. So like this, generally I do few things, but all connected to chess, but mainly training. I'm into training. That's what I do most of the time.
Amazing. Have you been following Chennai Grandmasters and what were your thoughts?
Yeah, on and off. Well, like every other Indian, Gukesh form is now a real concern. Till this point, I felt that even after the Prague Masters, I felt that Gukesh could definitely come back before the impending World Championship match against Sindaro. But his performance here, especially his loss against Arjun Erigasi, okay, that was a fighting game. But his losing to Pranesh, the way the game was played, that was of concern because, see, Pranesh is a kind of a kutti, small Gukesh in some ways. The way he develops and the way he plays chess and all that. He's one of my favorite players too, by the way, Pranesh. Next big talent from Ramesh table. But the way Gukesh lost that game, this was the way that Gukesh used to beat people on the way to the top. But for him to make a mistake, or rather mishandle that crazy position and lose the game, that it is a bit of a concern. Yeah. Otherwise, fantastic tournament. Honestly speaking, this is a tournament that Chennai deserved all these years and which has come to Chennai, come to India. And they managed a very interesting field of players. I should be very happy. Like the mix they got, Neiman. Andrekin is one of my favorite players, by the way. They got him. So, yeah, excellent tournament.
What would you tell about Andrekin's performance? He finished second in such a strong field where players are like average age of 22, 23 and he is 36 finishing second.
You are asking me this question because...
No. I'm asking because...
you guys, your generation... Okay, what I mean is, I was just joking. Old timers, we know that Andrekin was a fantastic player who played the finals against Kramnik in a, I think, a World Cup. I think my memory is not clear about that. Andrekin was a fantastic player. For the generation of Kramnik, he was the original creative player. Andrekin was a player who could play fantastic creativity. After Morozevich, Andrekin came in the same genre of players, the way he used to play chess and all that. So I actually wanted Andrekin to do well. I was rooting for him because, see, today in chess, see, you take a typical chess tournament played at the top. You take Norway, for example. Take Prague Masters, for example. You see a kind of template. Everyone comes, lashes out their opening preparation. 15 to 20% they show their creativity. If there is a Magnus or a Prag or an Arjun, they show an extra bit of creativity. Same about Sindarov and Abdusattarov also, you can say. It's a kind of a template. You are used to seeing certain kind of chess on a daily basis. But if you see the mix here, you have an Andrekin and all that, you see so much of creativity and they bring so much to the table. So that makes it very interesting.
Right. Were you surprised of Firuza winning the tournament, or you were like, no, it's fine for me?
He's one of the favorites here. And again, Firuza was the original prince in waiting, right? At some point, we all expected him to go and challenge Magnus Carlsen. Okay, right. He has not been, the candidates tournaments have not been very kind to him. The whole cycle, etc. He's a fantastic player. So, personally, I was rooting for Arjun. I'm a big fan of Arjun also. So, the way Arjun played Norway, for example, and generally Arjun chess is fantastic. So, there is an old quote by Kasparov, right? The world of chess is a fantastic place when Aronian is doing well.
Yes.
The same way, I would say Indian chess would be wonderful when Arjun is doing well. So, I always like Arjun's games. I equally like Prag and Gukesh also. But this tournament, I was expecting Arjun to do well.
Okay, Saravanan, as always, when we come to you, you have stories of the world to share with us. But today, it's a special episode where we want to know your story. How did chess come to you? Where were you born and raised? How did life go? Who was your first coach? Everything. If you can start from how did chess come to your life?
That's a question which requires a long answer, I suppose. I was born in a village. The name of the village is Punjai Puliyambatti. It's about 40 kilometers away from Coimbatore. Okay. You can say the west end of Tamil Nadu, state of Tamil Nadu. So I studied in the village till second standard. By the time of third standard, my father was a secondary grade teacher in the government school in the village. Then he quit his job and decided to do business in Coimbatore. So as a family, we all moved to Coimbatore. I have an elder brother. So at the time, he was studying 8th standard. So we all moved to Coimbatore and I continued schooling in Coimbatore. I was always this hyperactive kid. I was crazy about sports. To look back now, I was quite talented in maths, language, Tamil that is, and sports. My English basics were very poor, village born and all that. So school was mostly about playing sports throughout the day. I was good in many sports. I have played league football in Coimbatore, for example, in my 11th standard, 12th standard.
Okay.
I was in the school team in volleyball, basketball. I was the Kabaddi school captain. I also used to write plays in Tamil. I used to act in Tamil plays and all. I was extremely good at debating, essay writing, and competitions of state level, district level. I have won a lot. So I used to be one of those talented kids, but looking back at it now, I I was a restless kid, typical restless kid, hyperactive all the time. Chess actually I picked up very late. The main motivation was my brother. He had friends, his first his 12th standard, 11th standard, then his college friends. So he and his friends used to sit and play chess at home, basically. I was hardly 4th standard, 5th standard, so they would never allow me to play a game. So I used to die to play, just play with them. And at some point, they used to allow me to play and all that. At some point, I used to become so good that I started beating them. Then also, I was a big mouth, so my mouth used to run off. I would beat them and I would taunt them. So, people, boys who used to be 6 years elder to me beating them and taunting them. So, at some point, they would all gang up together and try to beat me. I would still beat them. So at that point, my brother felt that, okay, this fellow has some talent. So he took me to a chess tournament. I started playing chess very late in my 9th standard. So I was already 13 years old.
Okay.
So he took me to a tournament at that time. I was already very strong to see at it. But again, you have to remember that it was not Chennai, it was Coimbatore. So I finished second in some district sub-junior championship. The next tournament, by luck, was the state junior championship, and I qualified from the Tamil Nadu state to the nationals.
Oh.
That was sheer luck. I
Which
was
year was it?
nowhere one of the best in the state at that time.
Okay.
Sorry?
Which year was it?
1984.
84. Okay.
84.
Okay.
And that was, as I said, it was sheer luck. That national junior, luck would have it, Vishy was playing. So before that, 1983, there was an Asian Junior Championship in Coimbatore, which was also held in my own school, Mani's Higher Secondary School.
Okay.
This school was a wonderful thing for me. I mean, all my abilities, my talents, everything, the teachers helped to bring it out of me at that time. They used to encourage me enormously when it came to my Tamil, my as I said, drama. We had a dramatic club, for example. So we used to make plays, and some of them used to be even staged in Coimbatore radio at that time. So the school was wonderful in encouraging me everything. I had some wonderful teachers there. Even today, I cannot forget the names of Mr. Krishnamurthy and Mr. Venkatachalam, two teachers who encouraged me so much. Then in that school, the 1983 Asian Junior was held, where Vishy was one of the participants. So I was a board boy for the tournament. Those days, there was no electronic scoreboards and all, the demo boards and all. So the player makes a move, there's a huge magnetic board behind him. Yeah. A kid stands and makes a move. So I was a board boy for Anand and company. So I was very lucky to be exposed to those chess tournaments at that age. Chess kind of fascinated me at that time. Everything else stopped once I started playing chess. Every other sport stopped because I was fascinated, I was sucked into chess. There were two gentlemen in Coimbatore. One was Mr. T.P. Narayanan, another was Mr. A.C. Unni. Mr. Narayanan used to run the Coimbatore District Chess Association, and at some point he was the secretary of the Tamil Nadu Association also, Chess Association also. Wonderful people. In Mr. Narayanan's house, we used to play chess every day. So every day you go and people might have heard of Vishy going to the Tal Chess Club every day and playing blitz and people making a committee to beat. Almost the same story, but at a very, very lower level at Coimbatore. Go and playing blitz every day. They are also, taunting people after they win and all that. Anyway, chess grew up very well. These two gentlemen, Mr. Narayanan and Mr. Unni, unfortunately, they both are no more today. They basically saw my interest in chess and they encouraged me. So that is basically how it started. And qualifying to this national junior and going to the national was a very, very major thing which happened because I never expected that to happen. At that time, I was nowhere near one of the top 5 juniors of the state. Tamil Nadu state was very, very talented at that time. Many people who played those days today went on to become IMs. In my times, becoming an IM was a big achievement. So T.S. Ravi, G.B. Prakash, Kongwel, these are all my rivals those days. So that is basically how it started off.
Wow, that's the board story is so amazing. It's so interesting. Like, did you know that Vishy was Vishy back then, or no? That there was you had no idea.
Vishy was already Vishy.
Okay, in
I
'83.
mean,
Yeah. Okay.
you guys are seeing today's Vishy Anand. 1984, 1985, Vishy was something else. National Junior Nagpur, remember time control was 2.5 hours, 40 moves. After 40 moves, the game will be adjourned. So, 40th move, if white has made, then black has made his 40th move, then now white has to seal his move. Or if white goes on to and makes another move, then black has to seal his move. Either way.
Okay.
So you decide on your move, you seal the move, put the score sheet in the envelope, then go and analyze the whole night, and you come back and play the next day morning at 10 o'clock. This used to be time control, 2.5 hours, 40 moves. Vishy will take hardly 10 to 15 minutes for his entire game. Opponent will consume the whole 2.5 hours. Entire 2.5 hours, Anand will be roaming around the tournament hall. He will come and look at all the games. The problem is he would remember every game. After the game, after you come to the room, you would pray that if you have made a big blunder, you would pray that you wouldn't meet him during dinner because என்னப்பா ரூக்கு கோல் போட்டியா you blundered your rook today. Casually say, you are blundering a rook, you are not aware. Vishy is walking past, he will see it in half a second, you are blundering your rook. That strong he was. See, that was a 9-round tournament. Hardly 2 games. He lost a game to Sudhakar Babu in the last round. And before that, he drew 1 game with Kiran Pandit Rao of Maharashtra. These 2 games probably he would have consumed 20 or 30 minutes, that's all. The entire time he would be roaming around the tournament hall. And if we leave the chess part, he was just like any other kid. We were hardly 14, 15, all of us. Vishy is 2 years older to me. So there used to be a player named Jayant Kadare who used to come with his TVS 50 moped. Anand would go and plead with him, please give me the moped, I want to go around for a round and all that. He was a regular kid, extremely energetic. The biggest part was Anand's chess was something different. I had seen the local talents at that time. Vishy, for example, would read entire books without needing a chessboard at that age. I was 13, he was 15. One day I managed to, we all stayed in one room. Anand and his mother stayed in another room. So I mustered up enough courage. My brother wrote a letter to me from Coimbatore. Vishy Anand is there. He is our idol. Please talk as much as possible with him. So I went to Anand and said, can we play Blitz today? He just looked at me, sure, come. And then I said, Anand, I don't have a clock. Why do we need a clock? Okay, we don't need a clock for Blitz. Okay, you play fast. I'll play fast. Don't worry. Of course, he plays fast. Entire time he had life and games of Mikhail Tal in his hand. So we played about 10 games. He just crushed me in all the 10 games. And he just was reading the book and making the move like this. The entire 10 games. The brilliance that Anand had, the very first proof to me at that stage was his visualization. Many games you would see Anand's game and then me and Kongwel would go and ask him, Anand, you did this in this game today. What would have happened if instead of, why did you allow the pawn to h6? Then you would come up with a variation so fast, rattle out a variation so fast. By 7th or 8th move, your visualization would have gone and you will just smile and go away. The way that he could picturize the board in his head at that age was mind boggling. To be very honest with you, I have not seen that talent even today in anyone else. When it comes to natural talent, probably Vishy is one of the best in the history of chess. Not just this, I can go on and on and on. Many instances basically. And 1987, for example, the tournament where he became the Grandmaster came. The Sakti Finance Grandmaster happened in Coimbatore. There also I was a board boy. So once in a while, I befriended his mother. So once in a while, I would go to their room. She would say that, hey, bring something, uh, bring a biscuit packet. So one day I went. So I would just see, Vishy would be just sitting on the bed. We used to have a book called Tournament Chess those days. Remember an age of no television, no computer, no mobile phones, no internet, of course, that age. So we would get a magazine called Tournament Chess. They would just print out all the games, all the moves of all the top 10, all the top tournaments of the world, and send a magazine every 2 months. Vishy's preparation would be take Tournament Chess in his hand, sit and just read the whole magazine. This was his opening preparation. We at the time all of us used to carry notebooks where we used to write down notes and all that. Anand carried everything in his head. That's what basically, many of those interviews I've told about the admiration I have for Vishy. Seeing him at that age and the brilliance, I have still not come out of the awe that I had for him. There was no chess coaching those days, and there are no chess books also. We hardly used to get any books also. So basically, we just all got better in Coimbatore just by playing against each other on a daily basis and the wisdom of the elder players. Those days, one of the main ways that you could get better at chess is by analyzing games after a game gets over. So you go to an open tournament. I befriended very early international masters Raja Ravishekar and then Krishnamurthy Murugan, and two fantastic players from Neyveli named Ganesan and Pavanasan. They were my favorites. Another was Manikanda Swami from Chennai again. All these three gentlemen whom I mentioned last, if they had been given opportunities, they would have become international masters very easily. All of our international masters of those era were extremely strong players who could have become grandmasters given opportunities. So basically, analysis after the games, going and sitting with them. Well, many of them loved the bottle. So you go and sit with them after dinner.
Okay.
So analysis would be flowing, jokes would be flowing. You just sit and absorb. And at some point when they like you, they feel you are talented, they will ask you to show your game to them. Then you analyze. So this analysis culture was very important in a young player's development. So that happened. I used to be crazy about reading. From a very young age, I used to read hell a lot in Tamil. Then when chess books started coming, my father and mother saw my craze for chess. So with very limited means that they would buy me some books and all. Of course, I would read them from cover to cover, etc. reading. So slowly I was developing by playing chess a lot and then this analysis culture and all that. So I became district champion somewhere around 1987. 1987, my father passed away unexpectedly. At that time, he was 44. So after I finished my 12th standard, my brother got a job in Chennai. So as a family, we moved to Chennai in 88, bag and baggage. Once I came to Chennai, it was amazing. First of all, Tal Chess Club. So I found a house just next to the Tal Chess Club, just to play chess. So of course, Tal Chess Club, when it opened, I used to be there from, basically the best part of staying in Chennai was to go to the Tal Chess Club on a daily basis. So there again, the same kind of company you had and all that. Then slowly I made my performances. I was performing reasonably well in the state level and all that. We had a very fierce rivalry in the junior level. Four of us, T.S. Ravi, Kongwel, myself, G.B. Prakash, the elder brother of R.B. Ramesh. We were extremely close friends and extremely fierce rivals. That rivalry was very, very helpful in making all of us better at that point. And I used to be crazy about coaching, but I never got any formal coaching those years. 1989, there was a state championship in Chennai, Tamil Nadu State Junior. Those days, qualifying in the state championship was much more difficult than going and playing the national championship. Because Tamil Nadu State Junior was extremely tough, and this rivalry thing. And there are four of us, only four could qualify. Obviously, one would miss out once in a while. It was always me. Talent wise, I think I was the least among all of them when it came to actual just natural talent, because I never had a formal training and all that. So 1989, there was a coaching camp in Patiala. Those days, the All India Chess Federation has a program. We were all pally with our Soviet communist friends those days as a country.
Yes.
So cultural exchange between India and Soviet Union.
Yeah.
They would just send a grandmaster twice a year to India.
Okay.
On a long pilgrimage. So that man will come, give simultaneous displays throughout the country. We used to have the Soviet cultural centers all over the country.
Yeah, even in Kolkata it was there.
Yeah. Gorki Shadan.
Yeah, Gorki Shadan, yes.
So Delhi, Kolkata, Chennai, Trivandrum, like that they will go and give simultaneous. And then the brightest talents of the country, they will give a month or 2 months coaching camp at Mount Abu, Rajasthan.
Okay.
That year, the coaching camp was scheduled at Patiala. 1989 Patiala, height of terrorism in insurgency in Punjab. And the state junior clashed with the coaching camp. All of them withdrew from attending the camp, so I got the chance. So my brother told me, I'll sponsor you. Go to the camp and see, for example, if I remember correctly, the donor entry to play in the national junior was probably half the salary of my brother, monthly salary for my brother, if I remember. So he said, I'll sponsor you, just go to the camp. That 1 month coaching camp in Patiala probably turned my life. Now when I look back at it, there was this Soviet coach named Alexander Lysenko, another person to whom I'll be always grateful. And it was Patiala, height of terrorism, 1989. So hardly any people came there. Looking back at it, even now, it was a crazy decision for my family's part. After going there, I realized, we came to know that just a week before our coaching camp started, there was a shootout in the university sports camp by terrorists a week ago, in which several people were killed in the sports hostel there. It was dangerous. Of course, here I was in Patiala without knowing all this. At the age of 17, what do you know? So, happily 18, happily attending the coaching camp. So, because of that, there were hardly 6 or 7 participants in this camp. And among them, 3 or 4 were not serious. So, I got excellent attention in this camp. Literally, only 2-3 of us were serious at that time. And another thing was, again, openings were not well developed in our country at that time. So, I used to play only the Sicilian Pelican. Now it is known as Sicilian Sveshnikov. Lysenko was very good in Sveshnikov. So, he taught me a lot of Sveshnikov during that camp also. This camp was held in December 1989. It ended. From there, I directly went to National Junior and I won the National Junior.
Oh, wow.
That in every way changed everything. So that's what, when I look back at it now, many things happened which were all coincidental, for which I would be, eternally grateful, because it all happened that way.
Wow, so beautiful. I did not wanted to interrupt you. You mentioned that you got some books that your family could afford and you got. Do you remember the initial books If you can say some about that book, those books.
Of course, the first chess book I bought was Chess Informant 38, brown color, and Batsford Chess Openings by Gary Kasparov and Raymond Keane. These were the two books I got, the first two books I got, because I still remember that day when it landed in my house, how thrilled I was. Like could not imagine how happy I was. The love affair with chess books started that day, which last even till today. And then at a later point, I got Fighting Chess by Gary Kasparov. It was, okay, at that age I didn't know. It was an abridged version of Test of Time.
Okay.
Test of Time, a huge book. This was abridged into Fighting Chess, let's say about 40% of the original content. Fighting Chess, that single book made a huge impression on me. I still won't forget this. These were the years when the English attack was taking shape. So, the club where I used to play and all, they were like frowning, what is English attack? Where instead of playing Bishop G5, E6, F4 and Queen F3, why are you playing Bishop E3, F3, Queen D2? Which nonsense book which did you read it from? I saw from, those times, from those books and always. And then the validity was when Vishy Anand came to Chennai, played it in 1988 in his Sakti Finance GyanMaster. He defeated Mitrakant in a beautiful game in English attack. I was like, wow, I was right. English attack is a very strong opening. This was the way that you learnt your chess. Then, the next year, the district championship happened in Coimbatore. I played an English attack game and I defeated the reigning district champion at the time. His name was Leela Raman. We have a veteran international master from India named Mitrakant. Mitrakant was the first superstar of Coimbatore. The only I am from India before me. I am from Coimbatore before me. Leela Ram was his elder brother. I defeated Leela Ram in the tournament playing in English attack, in which I even now remember I played Bishop at 6 and Bishop to G7, Bishop sack. As you know, many people did not really like my big mouth, so after the game, all the seniors got together and convinced everyone in the tournament hall that this was a crap sacrifice and I was just lucky to win. I could not sleep that day. I got the right analysis in my dream that day. The correct move was something like subsequent Queen G5 followed by Queen H4. It came in my dream. My brain just didn't stop. It kept on analyzing the position, and the correct analysis I found in that state. I don't know, maybe it was not a full dream. It was probably early in the morning when you're waking up, whatever. I got up, I checked, it was right.
Oh.
Basically. All this happened, everything together, getting books, playing better chess, beating people, getting passionate about the game, meeting Vishy Anand, seeing him becoming a grandmaster, then relocating to Chennai. You get that emotional high of playing chess and becoming good at it. And so many things happened subsequently which made me go towards the game even more and more and became even more passionate about it. That's how it happened.
Oh, yes, it's so I'm so engrossed in the story that I'm forgetting even my questions. So now that you are reading books, you are in a world where you were not aware that you can know about these openings, you can know about these ideas. How did you develop the knowledge of the history of chess? When did that begin? If that comes later, we can then talk about 1990.
1990, I became national junior champion.
Okay, yeah.
Then I got selected for a team sent by the Tal Chess Club to the national team championship. I did well there. Mm-hmm. Then I qualified from the national B to the national A, which was a big task those days. Mm-hmm. Another thing which happened at the time was I got the friendship with Varghese Koshi. And with him, I got to analyze with his friends, Praveen Tipse, Sharat Tilak. So these kind of associations once again. Earlier I used to be really impressed with the analysis capacities of Murugan and Parameshwaran. Varghese Koshi was the first person with whom I really learned how to study chess and really learned how to analyze without any ego. Later I formed an association with Sashi Kiran, about which I really got a clarity. But at that earlier stage, searching for the truth on the chessboard in analysis, this is an art basically. However objective you are as a chess player, it's very difficult to separate a chess player and his ego today. Today you have the engine to cut your ego to size and show you are wrong all along, your opponent was winning. But those days when there was no engine to validate, every chess player probably thought every game he played was a win for him. There were so many jokes on all these things. At that time, getting exposed to the analytical capabilities of people like Koshi and Tipse, that made a very big impression. Dibanda Barua also, whom once I started playing, qualifying for national A's and all that, then I started getting to play with these people, extremely strong players of India at that time. Remember, at the time, we had only one Grandmaster, Vishy, who had just become Grandmaster in 88, no other Grandmasters at that time. And then the next big jump happened because I won the National Junior and I was doing so well and all that. I got a job in Indian Bank as a sportsman.
Which
so
year
this
was
was
it?
1991.
Next year, okay.
Next year.
Okay.
I was 18.
Wow.
D.V. Sundar, who was later on played a big role in Indian chess. He was the sports secretary of Indian Bank.
Okay.
So he built a good team in Indian Bank, chess team in Indian Bank. So we had International Master Manuel Iran, the first IM of India, K.V. Shantaram and Hariharan, two very strong players. They all would have definitely become IMs if given opportunities. And then me and T.S. Ravi and then Sudhakar Babu. So we all formed part of the Indian Bank. So I got a job in Indian Bank. Once I got a job in Indian Bank, now, see, at some point when my father passed away and all that, we went through financial difficulties in life. But then, of course, my brother got a very good job. So when we came to Chennai and he had a job, we were, of course, very sure that life would be good. But then I started doing well in chess and then I got a job with Indian Bank. At that point, it became very clear to me that, okay, life is going to be really good. So those were the important breaks that I had subsequently.
By 18, when you got the job, were you sure that chess was your life? Like you would not do anything else?
That I had decided by the age of 16, 17 itself.
Okay.
This is something, I had only two passions when I was 16 and 17. I was crazy about chess and I was crazy about Tamil literature. These were the two things which I was really crazy about. So later on, I asked my mother and brother, how did you guys allow me to play chess when you yourself knew that I was not the most talented even in Tamil Nadu? They used to tell me, like, you had so much passion. You used to be so engrossed and we were convinced about your passion that will bring you ultimately a performance and a good life. We were convinced. And even her moments of doubt, I used to pacify my mother. Don't worry, if I don't succeed in chess, I will quit everything, go and do doctorate in the poems of Bharatiyar, Mahakavi Bharatiyar, we call him, Subramani Bharatiyar. He was a great poet in Tamil and he was also a freedom fighter. So that was the second career option I had at that point.
What a beautiful line mentioned, as you mentioned, from your parents coming in, that you are enjoying it, you are passionate about it, and you will do something good with it. That is such an important lesson, which is sometimes missing in many players because they are not in the process of, they are not that passionate. They just play chess because they think, okay, chess is the thing that we want to do. Do you think that somebody can not be passionate and still be better at it?
Now that you're telling me, even today, just before you came, I had a session with a young kid whose mother I was advising. Chess is extremely difficult as a game. It's not everyone's cup of tea. However talented a kid is, however much interest and passion he has, see, it's like a 10-year-old kid trying to attempt quantum physics. It's so difficult to understand conceptually. The point is that passion will see to it that you give 100% to the game. But even then, there is no guarantee that you will succeed in chess, because at the end of the day, nothing can help a kid, because at every level of growth, there are challenges to meet. For example, when you start playing chess, what attracts you to chess? It's the beauty of the game. It's the fun you have. You know, you see Spassky's Queen H8, King H8, Knight F7, Knight G5. You are like, wow. You feel this is the best thing in world you can do. So at that point, chess is a creative activity. Then you start competing in tournaments. Now you have to win game. That is the first test. You have to beat another person's will, another kid's will, and you have to beat the person on the board. That's the next challenge. The next is when you have to win competitions. That brings in another level of thing. 9 days, 10 days, 15 days, whatever. You have to keep it going with the sole aim of finishing first. And then comes the state level you have to win, then the national level you have to win, then you have to score norms. Unfortunately, today, when we were playing chess, rating list used to come every 6 months. Then a rating list used to get published. Actually, I'm forgetting it. I have to check this. And the bottom rating was 2200. The starting rating was 2200. Definitely, we didn't have the pressure of checking what is happening to your rating on a daily basis. Today, a kid has to, not today, every day, ever since my days also, a kid has to go through all these tests just by himself. Okay? There is absolutely no guarantee that you will emerge victorious at every level. This is one. Second most important is, this kind of a battle cannot be fought with something else in your mind apart from chess. You have to give yourself to the game 100% and then see where it goes, fight your own battles yourself. So that is why there is absolutely no guarantee that even if you give yourself 100% to chess also, there is absolutely no guarantee that you will become top 10 in the country or top 10 in the world, etc. That makes chess even more difficult. But all said and done, that is the only way to do it. See, passion also, nowadays we used to write all the notes to the games in notebooks and keep them. At some point, to go to every tournament, I used to roam around with 3-4 notebooks, secretly hidden in my clothes, because you cannot reveal to your rivals because someone may steal it. At that age, that's what you think. No?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
So after that, when computers came, we used to take printouts and carry huge files carrying printouts of the games and all that. There was absolutely no second thought in sitting and writing these games. I remember when I was 15, I got this book, Spanish 5D4. The color of this book was pink, if I remember. So E4, E5, Knight F3, Knight C6, BB5, A6, BA4, Knight F6, D4, there was a book. Me and my brother went to our village to the typewriting institute run by my uncle, tried to type the whole book because there was no Xerox those days. So typing is better than writing, no? This kind of passion, basically.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Like I want to know more about books before I go beyond 1990. How difficult was it to get books back then when you were getting your first books?
Extremely difficult. Like, There was only one chess bookseller, Chessmate from Chennai, which was run by International Master Mano Liran. Chess books at those times used to be extremely costly. To give an idea, my salary when I joined Indian Bank in 1991 was 1,700 rupees.
Oh.
And one encyclopedia would cost around 250 rupees.
Oh.
So 15% of your salary goes to one chess book. So it was extremely difficult. I had a pact with my mother that whenever I would make any prize money, 10% I would spend towards chess books like this.
Okay.
So buying books was always on. And even when you don't buy books, you befriend people who had books, you exchange books. You carry notebooks with you, and you see any book, you see anything, a game, an opening which you need to know, you copy the whole thing. Like books were the oxygen through which, you could kind of further your chess knowledge and study. You had no choice but to buy them, read them.
Asking a little different question, at this moment you were saying that books are so difficult to get. You did not have any formal coaching at that time. The knowledge was limited. Now, contrary to that, there is like the excess of knowledge out there, right? There is too much to know, too much to learn. Everything is available. Everything is there out there. You can precisely go to any website and get a software or something. Do you think that was difficult or this is difficult? Because it's too difficult to understand
That
how
was
to.
much more difficult because, see, today at least what you want you get now. Those days, even if you're crazy about books, crazy about coaching, nothing was available. So, see, for example, I told this in one of your previous interviews. Those days, the belief was that depth of knowledge, opening knowledge was the key to success. So we had people who played only one opening all their lives, who knew in and out of it. So if you have let's say a 10-player tournament, in these 9 games, 7 games you can easily predict what the opponent would play, but now you have to prepare for it. But the problem is, we didn't even know at that point such literature existed in chess, which told us different things completely different from what your belief system was at that point. For example, when the Soviet Union broke and all the Soviet coaching material came out, I remember me and Ramesh used to be close friends then. We were so thrilled to get each and every book of Dvoretsky, because every book of Dvoretsky will open a door. Training for the Tournament Player was the ultimate book because it showed how to study a game, how to analyze your own games. I read the book so many times. This is one of the first books that I even recommend to any of my students even today. So many things in that book was the first time known to me. I was already an international master. You tell me which is better. Not knowing and be passionate is better, or having the problem of plenty is better?
Yes.
Obviously today it is better.
Yeah, but my question was that today the problem of plenty is there, that there's no direction. Like if I have to choose, now you were like in a direction, right? You had a path. Now it's so easy to be like lost in so much of material.
No, to compensate that, we have some coaching support in our country today. I wouldn't say that from the grassroots till the highest we have the best of coaches. Again, in that also a lot of work needs to be done when it comes to coaching as well. But at least, today someone will not misguide somebody that, keep playing the Alakin defense, it's a very good opening for you. We had people in nationals, for example, there was a guy who used to play e4, c5, knight f3, knight f6 all his life. He was one of the top 20 in the country. How would you describe this? Yeah, so having the problem of plenty is okay. I mean, that's what I said.
With proper guidance.
Today, guidance is available at least. Even if there is no coaches available to you, if you are ready to read or if you are ready to go through courses, at least you will come to know a clear path. Take all the interviews given by R.B. Ramesh on YouTube. See all of them. Read all his tweets. You will already know how to become a grandmaster if you are ready to work by that.
Yeah.
We have come to a stage there,
Yes.
information is so easily available
Yeah.
today. This is much better than that, obviously.
Yeah, this is a good point that you mentioned, that it is so easily available that the value has somehow diluted. Like you used to value a book so much, right? When a book used to come.
See, that is evolution.
Yeah.
Not just everywhere. That is the case.
Yes.
It is. I mean, when problem of plenty becomes common in any field, these are problems. But this, I would say, are more pleasanter problems than compared to those days. Neeraj Mishra, international master, one of the good coaches in the country today, close friend of Varghese Koshi. So 1988, I went to Koshi's house and stayed with him for 1 week in Jamshedpur. Vishal Sarin, international master, one of the good coaches of the country today, we were close friends. So we used to work on chess every day. So seeing us write, Mishra told us, "Tu jo likh raha hai na, wo संभाल के रखो." What happened? Why? He said, there are a lot of cows around in this area. Our man Neeraj Mishra wrote E4, C5, N3, D6, whole Sicilian dragon. He wrote notes in a book, kept the notebook and went out. A cow came and ate the whole notebook. So, that day's drunken party, one man comes and pacifies Mishra. Yaar, Neeraj, fikar mat karo. Find that cow. Drink the milk of that cow. You can also play Sicilian dragon. Don't worry. Compared to those times, we are much better off.
One more thing I would like to add, because as we are comparing these two timelines, you mentioned that one of the in your formative years, analysis, post game analysis was a very important thing. Now, as you mentioned, that players go and ask the engine that, okay, this is right, this is wrong, and it's done, right? Do you think that, yeah, machine is there, software is there to make our lives easier, but two players sitting and analyzing gives much more perspective than just an engine telling that, okay, this is gone, or it's a lot mechanical?
No, today basically that relevance is gone today, because today it is not necessary to sit and analyze so much, because today you need to analyze a game after a game is over for two reasons. One, the decisions you took, especially at turning points, points where you had to make a decision to make a small plan and make it work in the next 2 to 5 moves. In turning points, what kind of decisions you took, you have to analyze them, or your coach has to analyze it for you to determine what your thinking process is. One. Second is analyzing after the game with an opponent. It will give a perspective of how you saw the game and how he saw the game. For these two purposes only, today analysis is relevant, because see, those days that analysis will further your knowledge of the position much better. But today, an entire opening which could be mastered in half an hour today took about 2 weeks those days. So you didn't have time. So this analysis was a lot important. Now it has lost its relevance. So probably today 2 people sitting and analyzing for 4 hours what they played is not necessary and waste of time also. But just to keep this perspectives,
Perspective
it is important. Understand
right?
the perspective is important. And to understand the self, it is important. While analyzing one's own games is important. Yeah.
Right. Okay. Now we come back to 1991. You got your job. What was your rating then?
Somewhere around 2280 or so.
2280. Okay. So after that, how were you balancing job, family, and then chess?
Job was not really a job. I was posted in a branch of Indian Bank. I had to go and work half a day there.
In Chennai?
In Chennai.
Okay.
Honestly speaking, these were all mistakes all I did in my life. I mean, without a job, probably I would have achieved much better, you could say today. But you never know those days. If chess had not clicked, that job would have been wonderful.
Yes, true.
Unfortunately, I developed differences with D.V. Sundar. So I quit the job in 1993 and I got a much better job. I joined Bharat Petroleum in 1993 again as a sports person.
Okay.
Somewhere in early 90s, the petroleum sector opened up and gave jobs to chess players. That was a wonderful development. I think the current chess is where it is today thanks to that single development. The banking sector and the petroleum sector opening their jobs. First it was the Bharat Petroleum, then it was ONGC, then it was Indian Oil. Then all of them started giving stipends to younger players and all that. So today if you leave this current top 4-5 generation, everyone else is from the petroleum sector. Vidit Gujarati, Sashi Kiran, Hari Krishna, Sethuraman, Adiban, all of them have come from the petroleum sector. So I got a job with Bharat Petroleum in 1993. That was a wonderful, wonderful opportunity. I made use of that opportunity also very well. At least in Indian Bank, you have to go half a day and work in the branch. Bharat Petroleum, there was hardly any work and you never need to go to the office. They treated you very well if you perform well.
Okay.
I was giving just all my best. So immediately after joining, I made my IM norms one by one. The first I made in 92 in Goodrick 92, Kolkata. The second norm I made in 1993. I also picked up my Panga with the Federation by that time. I was in the bad book of, first of all, I quit my job with Divi Sundar. So I lost my favor with the Federation. So I did not get any opportunities inside the country in any IM tournaments and so on. So I found the shortcut. I went and made 2 IM norms in Bangladesh.
Oh.
So 92, 93, I made 2 IM norms in 2 subsequent tournaments in Bangladesh. I became an international master.
Okay.
93 and 94.
So was that the first time you stepped out of the country?
No, I had played Asian Junior 1991 in Dubai, which I finished 3rd. Before that, the 1990s Asian Junior at Calicut, I finished 3rd again. I couldn't win these tournaments. Then 1992, I played Asian Rapid Championship in Malaysia. So these were my foreign trips. Bangladesh was my, 4th or 5th trip, you could say.
So in which tournament? What was the name of the tournament that you became an IM?
I'm forgetting the name of the tournament. One story I remember very well. So those days there was no fax even.
Okay.
So from Bangladesh they would send a telegram to you. Okay. No, there was fax, sorry. So they would send either a fax to you or a telegram to you, come and play in the tournament. Okay. So the Bangladesh Chess Federation sent me an invitation at the very last moment. Could you come for the tournament? Obviously I had to go for the tournament. Somehow, I don't remember how, but I got a train to Kolkata. I went to Kolkata and Calcutta those days, of course. I went to the Bangladesh embassy to ask for a visa. I went in the evening. They said, evening we are not going to give you a visa, and tomorrow also we cannot issue a visa. It takes 2 days. You cannot go. I was in tears, literally. Actually, I was in tears. I did not know what to do. So someone told me, any door can be opened in Kolkata by Dibandhu Barua.
Yes.
So I called Barua. I had never spoken to him before that. Okay, I had spoken to him during tournaments. But you know, Barua was a superstar in India, especially in Kolkata those days. So I called him. He still is. See, now he is a very good friend. Now subsequently after we both were in the Indian team together and all, we were permanent room partners. So we are extremely close friends. I started calling him Daddu after that, and then I used to call him Daddu. Dada, Daddu. That time I used to call him Sir. So I found his phone number, I called him. I called, Sir, I am Saravanan from Chennai. He said, yeah, I know you, tell me. Sir, Bangladesh embassy, they are not giving me a visa, what do I do? He said, don't worry. Somehow he made his visiting card come to me. I don't remember now how he did it. I think he sent through it somebody to the hotel I stayed. It came to me at 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock.
In the night?
In the night. Next day morning, I went to the same Bangladesh embassy. I went to them and gave them that visiting card. Mr. Dibandhu Barua requested it will be good if you can help me. He says, they just saw it. Oh, Dibandhu Barua, okay, please come and collect the visa at 3 in the afternoon. I got the visa at 3 in the afternoon. Next day morning, I got the flight. For my going for the tournament late, the organizers postponed the tournament by 1 day.
Oh.
I joined the tournament late. I joined first in the tournament and made a norm.
Wow. What a story. What a story. Wow.
This was just those days. See, the point is, you had to be extremely talented and you had to be in the good books of the federation those days, because federation held a lot of power over players. They could really harm you if they wanted to harm you. Briefly, the period when I was in the Indian Bank under D.V. Sundar, all through my career, I always never had the support of the federation. So these stories, there are a lot more like this when it comes to federation. So yeah, those days such things did happen.
Tell us about the story that you became an international master. How did your family came to know? There was phone call, right, at that time? Right?
By that time there was phone. My brother had already settled in the US. So the next year I went to the same tournament again in Dhaka, Bangladesh. The second year what happened, 94, just before the tournament started, the plague hit India. So because of the plague, the whole airspace was closed. Dhaka, the flights were cancelled. So we had to take a car journey from Calcutta to Dhaka. So we first took a car from Calcutta to the Bangladesh border, crossed Bangladesh, then we couldn't find vehicles there. The Bangladesh Chess Federation sent us a vehicle, it never reached us for some time, some reason. And finally we hired a car and it was very late. It was I think Bolpur?
Yes, Bolpur.
So Bolpur to Dhaka was supposed to be a 6-7 hours journey. We started the journey itself only around 7 o'clock. So it was me, Lanka Ravi, Sekhar Sahu and Ravi Hegde, 4 from India. They 3 were international masters. I was the only non-title player. We started the journey and we were on the road in 3 hours. About 3 hours later, suddenly we are seeing down, the tire started burning. Fire started coming from the tire side. So immediately stopped, found that the tire had flattened. So we stayed in the car. The car driver went somewhere, brought a tire. 3 hours on the road. So finally when we reached Dhaka, it was 1 o'clock midnight. So that was also adventure. But that tournament went very, very smooth because I was already extremely strong. So I think I had agreed draws with Sekhar Sahu and Ravi Hegde, and half played out draw with Lanka Ravi, and had a draw with Ziaur Rahman of Bangladesh. He was already a very strong player. The rest, everyone else I beat. All the Bangladesh players I beat. Again, had another agreed draw in the last round. Became an international master. By the way, agreed draws were common those days. Very unfortunately. Again, these were some of the other mistakes I did in my life once again. You know, Varghese Koshi was a player who never agreed for a single draw in his entire life. The whole culture changed in India when Shashi Kiran came into the top. Shashi was an uncompromising player who would never agree for a draw. And then the next generation after him, Sureshekar Ganguly, Hari Krishna, it used to be bloody fights after that. Before that, everyone would agree for a draw in every tournament with some players, the top players. So after that, the whole culture stopped. Agreed draws just became extinct in India with the generation of Shashi Kiran.
Wow. So I never knew that you had a history with Bangladesh, but such a a night adventure, then
Bengal.
visa issue. Bengal.
My first name was in Kolkata. My second name and third name were in Dhaka.
So inside
Bengal.
just one Bengal state. Oh wow. This is so inspiring. And then when your family knew you were an international master, what was it that your journey from a small boy in Coimbatore, you saw Vishy, you were a board boy for Vishy, and then watching Vishy becoming the grandmaster, then your journey.
See, imagine a time where you have only one international tournament in a year in India, and you cannot travel abroad. You cannot go abroad to play chess. Your salary is 1,800 rupees and an air ticket is 20,000 rupees. How will you go abroad to play? It was impossible to play. The only ticket to earn tournaments abroad was by finishing in the top 6 in the country. If you're in the top 6 in the country, then you are part of the Indian team. So you get 2 trips to go abroad and play international tournaments. So unless you are in the top 6, you never make it. Unfortunately, top 6 I could never make till 1997. So till the time, that's what. Bangladesh was the only tournament where I made the knobs, and then the Goodrick every year.
Yeah.
The Goodrick Open tournament was a fantastic chess tournament organized by Shoman Majumdar. Shomanda left us just 2 years ago. An excellent organizer, and actually Indian chess owes much more to him than the people who ran the federation for all these years. That single tournament changed the face of Indian chess in many, many ways. Sashi made his IM norm there, GM norm there, Abhijit Kunte made his IM norm there, Praveen Tipse made his GM norm there. Dibendra Barua made grandmaster norms in tournaments conducted by Shoman Majumdar in Kolkata. Kolkata was a place where they respected chess and chess players and gave chess its due, all thanks to Shoman Majumdar. One person made a very big difference. Yeah. I had a personal relationship with him for many years. Yeah. In a certain way, he passed out too early. I mean, yeah. Very good person.
Okay, now that you have become an international master, now the journey starts to become a grandmaster, like for every player. What was your vision after that when you got the title of international master?
The very first thing was I had a lot of gaps in my chess. So only after getting an international master, becoming an international master, by the time I had a good employment also. Now I could afford more books. I also bought a desktop computer. When I became an international master, I got awards from the government.
Okay.
Totaling about 1 lakh. I spent that whole money and bought a desktop computer in 1994. So computer
How much would be 1 lakh rupee in today's date? Like if I compare,
about 40 to 50 lakhs probably. Yeah,
that's a huge money for an
that is
IM,
huge
right?
money. Yeah, but
great.
again, I was crazy about chess again. So with the advent of computers, with the arrival of computers, it became possible to access information now. Still, there was no internet, but it was possible to access information now. I understood once again my exposure to by then books and um, by now I was one of the best players of the country, top 10 players of the country. So I was consistently playing with the strongest players of the country. Those days, Anand never used to play in India already. So Tipse and Barua were two superstars, fantastic chess players, both of them. Two players whom we really look up to. Two players who were definitely much better than the rest of the country in terms of playing strength. This was before Sashikiran, of course. And then Varghese Koshi was a very close friend. By then he had become, he was a, friend, philosopher, guide, mentor, great human being. So thanks to exposure to playing with such players as well as getting to know about books and all that, this was the period where I filled up all the gaps in my knowledge. I studied endgames properly. I sat and studied the games of players like Alekin, Capablanca, Fischer, Botvinnik, everyone. These 3 to 4 years between 1993 to 1995. I remember very well because 1994, I think it was 1994, now years fail me. I did not qualify to the nationals, national A, national B to national A. Qualifying from national B to national A was a huge task those days. You have to finish in the top 14. Then you'll be uh, joined with the top 6 from the previous national A. So 20 of you will play a round robin, 19 rounds. This was the nationals format. So one nationals I fell out in 1994. I was so mad at myself that for about 6 months I worked for about 16 hours a day. And I made my mom at the end of which. Then next year I had to quit Indian Bank and go out. So then I was denied opportunities uh, to play in norm tournaments and all that. I once again got mad with myself and worked extremely hard. That period, I really worked very hard on chess. Like, it was just, getting up in the morning, starting to work, and then doing something in the evenings, go to the office once in a while, just play chess throughout the day, study chess throughout the day. Then one by one, slowly, then opportunities came, playing tournaments and all. 1997, I got to play the national championships and finished in the top 6 of the country. I finished third in the national league in 97. Borua was first, Tipse was second, I was third.
Oh, wow.
That break changed everything. By then, I had become an extremely strong player.
And by then you were also studying the knowledge that you have gained, gained through these years. That was the inception, you would say.
Yeah, that was the starting point. I became a book addict. Basically, started working very hard. Somewhere in that period, I was very close to a grandmaster norm. Like the period between 1998 to 2000, let's say about 6 tournaments, I had to win the last round to make a norm. I lost all of them. Like that it was. So between 1997 to 2000 to 2002, I could have easily become a grandmaster. But that was the period when, um, I was close to a GM norm but didn't make it. I also made a lot of mistakes in that period. Like, for example, I should have just stayed in Europe. By then, I could afford to go to Europe and stay, play on my own, and come back. I made the mistake of going and coming back. Instead, someone like a Hari Krishna, other players, they just went and stayed there. That was a mistake I did. If I had just kept on playing only in Europe and worked hard, I would have definitely made a GM norm. I made a lot of mistakes, and okay, to think of it, to be very honest, I also lacked a personality. At that time, I didn't have the strength of personality to pursue chess with so much passion to become a grandmaster. Somewhere in my mind, I always thought that, chalo, I will definitely become a grandmaster one day. But if I had put some more effort and if I had really, really worked very hard at that point, I would have definitely become a grandmaster. That I missed in those years.
Do you regret that till now?
It's not a regret because at my age, I don't regret anything. It's just that, yeah, grandmaster title would have been nice after my name, but I don't care at the end of the day. There are so many, see, after you crossed an age of 50, you regret nothing. Rather, you actually are happy that you picked up so much. For example, I don't know if I'm jumping ahead. 2007 Mexico World Championship. So our man Vishy wanted to have a break. So he just called randomly people from Chennai to just come and spend half a day with him. So everyone was getting a call every day. So first Venkatesh went, then Kidambi went. All of them are grandmasters. Then we got a call from his friend Arvind Eran. You and Kongwell are invited together. So me and Kongwell saw each other. All the GMs he called one by one. Both of us oldies he is calling together. Chala, it's okay, let's go together. So we went to Anand's house at 2 o'clock. We were working. We just showed him some night of analysis we had done. He was pretty impressed. Yeah, this is nice. This is nice. He was looking. So 5 o'clock, Kongwell said, you know what? I have to leave. I'm sorry. He went. He looked at me, what about you? I said, no, Anand, we can see chess for some day. The evening was spent so enjoyable. Then we had dinner, and then I left, and then I said goodbye. That's it. He won Mexico and came back. It's a very nice story. So 2007, Anand wins Mexico World Championship. So they organized a um, function to honor Anand. At that time, the All India Chess Federation president was Srinivasan, the chairman of India Siemens, the owner of CSK, Chennai Super Kings. So he had invited Dhoni to come and felicitate Anand.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
MS Dhoni. So they also invited Debandhu Barua, Abhijit Kunte, Suresh Shekhar Ganguly to come for this function. So we all came to the function, and there was a dinner afterwards in the Madras Cricket Club. We were not invited.
Okay.
So we were like, fine, okay, what to do? Now we thought, okay, I was the Chennai guy, Kongwell is a Chennai guy. We both were with our wives. So we thought, okay, we'll find a good place to go for dinner. Then the All India Chess Federation secretary comes and tells, hey guys, why don't you come for dinner? He asked me to come. I said, no. I cannot come to a dinner where I was not invited earlier. You should have invited me earlier to come. I cannot come. And what to do? Then suddenly Surya is getting a call on his mobile from Anand. Where are you guys? We are all looking how to spend the evening, where dinner to go. Oh, you're not there going for dinner. Okay, then come home to my house for dinner. They didn't invite Anand also for the dinner, the federation. We were like, what the hell? Okay, forget it. Anand is calling us.
Yeah.
Caught cabs, went to Anand's house at 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock. Gala dinner, talking till 12 o'clock, full of laughter, making fun. We were all in such a good mood. Anand has just won the world championship. We were just stepping out of the house. Anand just looked at me and asked, what are you doing nowadays? Something told me this is not just a question. I told him nothing. I was leaving for a Sangli Open in next just 2 days. I said, nothing, I'm free. I'm just free at home, doing nothing. Next day morning, he called me at 10 o'clock. Come, let's see some chess for a few hours if you're free. I just canceled my train ticket. I went for the next 10 days every day. Honestly, I don't know how this opportunity came my way. What Anand saw in me to call me. After working for a couple of years, after becoming a little close, I asked him, why did you call me that day? I was surprised. I mean, there are so many other guys you could have picked. He said, see, when you're working, a second voice is always very important. The next important thing is we are almost the same age. We know each other for so long. So you talk your mind to me. I really liked it. I and Aruna appreciated that many things that sometimes you even told things which you should not be told. But it came from you because we could genuinely feel that you were telling me because you were genuinely you wanted to tell something to me and concerned about something in my chest. That's why you were telling me openly. That I appreciated. So that's why I called you. So if you need to have regrets, you need to be happy also about many things, right? So I am actually more happy about things than I regret things. Let us put it that way. Yeah, definitely I could have made a GM title, but it's just a fact of life that I didn't make a title. I never made a degree also. I never completed graduation. I definitely don't regret it, right? In the same way. Yeah.
Yeah, true. Like life could have been in so different directions, right? You could have been a GM, but you may not have had the opportunity to work with Anand. I think that would have been so different lives, right? That could have been a possibility, right?
Yeah, the same. Not only with Anand, because I was in Bharat Petroleum, I had the opportunity to work with Hari Krishna, Arun Prasad, Kidambi, Venkatesh, extremely strong players, all of them. I have very short time I worked for Adiban, for example.
Oh, okay.
I have analyzed hell a lot of chess with Ramesh, Kongwel, very strong players of the country. Except for the current generation, before that, almost all the top players of the country, I worked on chess with all of them. So there are more happy things to be taken more happy rather than to regret about. Yeah.
Right. Uh, Tell us about that call. When that call came, you and Kongwell went. What was the discussion when you came? Well, or did Kongwell know that you were there for the rest of the time? And what changed in your life after that call, that session with Vishy that day?
We both were called together.
Yeah.
So we knew that he was calling one by one all the players of Chennai
Hmm.
just to work, just to get a perspective kind of thing. Anand had this idea that instead of sitting and working on openings,
Hmm.
I will call some young talents
Hmm.
and just see some chess with them to see different
Hmm.
perspective. This is what he told me later.
Hmm.
And that day, I remember very well, he picked up some very odd variation of the Naidov and he showed me a brilliant piece of analysis. It was so much fun that at some point we were laughing like belly laughter. We were catching our head and laughing because the variations were so funny. That day was extremely enjoyable,
Hmm.
one.
Hmm.
And second, even otherwise, the whole day's analysis was kind of very productive for him
Hmm.
overall.
Hmm.
That probably prompted him to ask me when I went for a dinner with the
Okay.
gang to
Hmm.
ask me. It was in his mind.
Yeah.
We had so much fun. I had so much fun with this guy. I will call him again. Okay. So that's what. Later I asked him, this is what he told me. That second perspective is extremely important. See, for example, um, at some point in his chess, I felt that when it comes to taking the initiative, going inside the opponent's camp and hitting him, Anand became too much of a theoretician. He would follow only what theory would tell him.
Hmm.
But when the moment comes on the board, Anand will become a monster because this is a Vishy.
Hmm.
His game against Karyakin in Tata Steel, for example, where he gave the two pieces of sacrifice, no?
Hmm.
Knight c7, queen c7, rook f8, queen e7, knight, rook a5. Sorry, rook a5. I'm forgetting the move. But two pieces of sacrifice on c7 and e7, for example. When Anand had not analyzed the position, when he had to decide on the board, he decided on it immediately. But somewhere when he became this enormous theoretician between the years of 2002 to 2005, Anand put in hell a lot of work on his openings. In my opinion, somewhere around 2008 to 2013, Anand was probably the best prepared player in the world, or at least one the best of the top 2 3 players in the world when it came to opening preparation. But sadly, what it did to his game was he also became very bookish.
Hmm.
So this natural Anand's sacrificial ability, dynamism creating ability went down a little bit. For example, I don't want to tell when, but at a certain point in his career, I pointed out to him, Anand, they are not doing this anymore. He was a little unhappy when I told this. He said, prove it to me. Then I took a lot of examples. I went to him. I showed it to him, kind of a thing. He really appreciated that conversation after a certain point and all that.
Hmm.
This probably is what Anand expected from me, and this was the reason why he called me. That is how it happened. Yeah.
I want to go beyond this topic, but there's a very one interesting thing that you mentioned, that Anand was preparing for the World Championship and he gives a call to the young talents and they come like you went. Do you think that is possible in today's date?
Very much. Even today, a lot of players work with each other. At least in Chennai, I know. A lot
Okay,
of players work with each other.
okay.
For top talents to develop, it's very important that today you have to form a group.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody doesn't have the financial means to hire 2 3 people to work for them.
Mm-hmm.
So young grandmasters between 2500 to 2650, even today, they work a lot between them. I myself have worked a lot
Oh,
in groups
okay,
between them and all that.
okay.
That is actually very, very important to get a second perspective, for
Mm-hmm.
example.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it does happen and it is important that it happens even today.
Okay, so there was a point when Karthikeyan, when we asked Karthikeyan that he helped Vaishali, and he mentioned that I learned so many things. So is that the reason that it's not only that the person who is calling he is getting help, but also the person helping there's a that's mutual.
Very much. Um, Adiban played the World Cup somewhere in 2000, after 2010. I'm not remembering the time now. So we had a very interesting training camp in Coorg, Karnataka, in the
Mm-hmm.
mountains.
Mm-hmm.
Me, Adiban, Arun Prasad, GyanMaster, and Navalgund Niranjan. We four of us had a training camp at that time.
Mm-hmm.
I was much elder to all of them, especially to Adiban himself, who is the player. So we had a very mixed camp kind of a thing.
Mm-hmm.
They were probably very not very comfortable with me,
Mm-hmm.
and I tried my best to make myself comfortable with them. But at the end of the day, the work we created was amazing. We used to sit and work like anything. Main thing was the jokes, I know that these guys are all fun. You can have fun throughout the day. The synergy that comes when working as a group, you learn a lot actually. Chess players, I think it is very important at some point to progress in a group atmosphere when it comes to working and understanding and getting better at chess.
Very important point that you mentioned. Okay, so let's come back to that Anand call that happened, and you were also progressing in your career, right? You were going for your norms, and you were like reaching for the title, and then this opportunity comes to work with Vishy Anand, and that takes a turn in your life. How did that change your perspective to the chess world, like a professional player who is like has aspirations to become a grandmaster, to a person who can also be a second, who can also be a team member, and also then to become a coach? How did that change, and when did it change?
To be very honest, I didn't succeed in it. See, somewhere around 2002, the time control changed to 1.5 hours finish in India.
Mm-hmm.
That basically affected my career drastically.
Mm.
I tried my best. For example, it so happened 2002 was the first year it started.
Mm.
That was the year I went out of the Indian team. I finished very badly in nationals after that.
Mm-hmm.
I could never get back into the Indian team after that because the time control I couldn't adopt to. Again, that's what, today I know it's a child's play to adopt to another time control and play.
Mm-hmm.
But those days, without any solid help or without coaching knowledge and all that, I didn't have a clue about how to go about it.
Mm-hmm.
So I had a big down in my chess career between 2002 to 2005 or so. And I made a huge effort between 2006 to 2010 again. I came back and again I was close to norms. For example, in 2010, I won a round robin tournament in Budapest. And I needed a win in the last round for a GM norm. I was an exchange and 2 pawns up. I could actually see this, and my heart was pounding. I could see the shirt raising and falling with each and every second. I got so tense, I lost that game, for example. I could have definitely made a norm somewhere around 2008 and 2009 again. That working with Hibishi helped a lot actually. People think wrongly that when you work with a strong player, you get all that opening repertoire which helps a lot to become a strong player. Not at all. I'll tell you one very simple story. Vishy is extremely strong in calculation. So, one of my jobs was to feed him with difficult problems from time to time. So, many times I'll find a very difficult composition, we'll keep in front of him, ask him, come on, try to play and win. Anand, anything extremely difficult also in his peak, the 2007 to 2012 period and all, 2 minutes is the maximum he will take to solve anything. If he is not able to solve anything in 2 minutes, he will just tell me, okay, tell me. Something I'll be like disappointed. Hey, come on, find it. Sometimes just to kind of make fun of him, say, come on, Anand, I won't tell you, come on. Just say, come on, cut the crap, just tell me a solution. I understood later on one very important thing. At the end of the day, Vishy Anand knows how strong he really is. He knows that if 2 minutes if he is not able to find the solution to a problem, that means there is some mild, minute point somewhere in it which is not worth thinking about. So he says, just forget it, just tell it. That's it. For him, anything more than 2 minutes sending on a solution is a waste of time. Another extraordinary talent we had in our country was Abhijit Gupta. Abhijit Gupta joined Bharat Petroleum somewhere in 2007 as my colleague. Abhijit was a phenomenal talent. We used to have training camps for Bharat Petroleum together as a team. So this would be myself, Kidambi, Venkatesh, Abhijit Gupta, together, Arun Prasad, working together, GN Gopal. I will make some syllabus for them to solve. I will tell them the moves to note down. When everyone else will be noting down the moves, Abhijit will find the solution, even before it is set on the board. I realized somewhere in between these two people that, for example, how you work on solving, why you should work on solving, what is tactical calculation, how you make it. I came to understand so much about the process of what happens inside a brain to come up with better chess moves. That was simply amazing. You know, at the advent of machines, somewhere in 2008, 2009, Anand would feel Anand would feed a opening and will be inputting moves. What the rest of the world even does today is they input a position, see what is the computer's first move, and then input it and build a database of opening analysis. What Anand would do is he would put his own move, keep on inputting his own move, and when the computer would disagree with him, he will go back and check why the computer disagrees. So he was not using the computer to tell him moves. He was using the computer to check whether his own moves the computer was approving or not. This I found out after 6 months after joining with him. This was amazing. One more thing, Vishy had this very irritating habit of playing music when you are seeing chess. First couple of months used to be horrible. Sometimes, see, if he puts a Backstreet Boys or a Coldplay, it is okay. Sometimes even a Jackson. Okay, luckily he was never a rap fan, so it was okay. Sometimes the music used to be, um, it will disturb your rhythm, it will disturb your concentration and all that. I used to wonder how is he concentrating? But after 6 months, I started enjoying it so much. I understood that it was actually a fantastic way for him to stimulate him. For wonderful chess moves, he gives himself very good music. After that, all my life, I never practiced without music. Unfortunately, I could never convert any of my other students into this. But I understood that Vishy Anand's concentration is somewhere that music will never um, dis. Once I told him, hey, did you see yesterday Bill Clinton's speech, the second re-election of Obama, Bill Clinton's speech? And he said, yeah, I put it on. We actually were listening to the speech and working on chess and all. It's a completely different level of a brain working on a different level of a concentration.
Wow.
That's what I told you initially. The brilliance of Anand, which I saw at the age of 13, even today I'm convinced that I have not seen it anywhere else including chess players, any other field.
Now the journey continued with Vishy and you have all your experiences. We have heard that. Tell us about your journey. How did it progress?
Yeah, so I was close to a Grandmaster title right from 1998 to 2010. I was close to a Grandmaster title, but unfortunately did not never made it. I played only in Europe, starting from 1998 to till about 2010. I almost never played in India, played only in Europe. It was also financially not very easy, but when it comes to money, I never bothered. I always spent it on my chess, whether it is travels or books or anything else. Basically, for me, that putting an effort into something and enjoying it was always important. But the Grandmaster title never got made. That is so. 2010, my company asked me to quit chess and become a regular employee of Bharat Petroleum because when I became 40 years old, they asked me, time has come for you to hang your boots. Of course, for me, the decision was very easy always. I never wanted a corporate career. And for me, chess is something very, very deeply inside me. I, I don't, I don't, uh, I don't pass a single day without chess in my life. So the decision was very easy for me. But my son was born. So I waited till he became 1 year old. So I became completed a year old in 2012. I quit my job in 2012 in Bharat Petroleum. After that, also competitively, I still tried to play very seriously, but could never reproduce that form ever again. I was playing seriously till about 2016 or so, but then the pandemic hit and completely I stopped playing. Till then, I was playing competitively seriously. But I think, now look back at it, somewhere around 2014 or 15, that was the period till when I could play seriously competitively. I was physically also very, very fit. I used to play badminton regularly till the age of 43 or 44. I used to play on a daily basis. I used to play. So I was extremely fit till that point also. But then somewhere around 2014, 2015, somewhere deep inside me, I understood that this quest for, I was not really on a quest for GM title, but yeah, I tried my best, but it didn't happen. But then after I quit my job in 2012, I was still working for Anand. I also got some very good assignments to work for people. Some of the assignment I cannot reveal. I work for some grandmasters. I also started training very seriously at this point. So I trained Stanny, GA Stanny. He was my first serious student after I quit my job. And it was very successful for both of us. He became a grandmaster also. If the pandemic had not hit, Stanny would have definitely gone on to become 2600. Stanny is a fantastic student, fantastic guy. You know, with every student who comes to me, I make them all an Excel sheet. So I give them a list of books to study, a list of tasks to do, a kind of a blueprint where I want them to stay with it, etc. Stanley was probably the most sincere. In about 5 to 6 years of being together, I would have suggested to him about 40, 50 books, and he read all of them.
Wow.
So somewhere around this period, I started working with good talents. Stani, Ratnakaran, Nitin. Then after that, Shyam Sundar, Grandmaster Shyam Sundar. After that, Pranav Anand. So slowly in training, I started becoming good. About 10 years ago, chess.com invited me to write for them. I started writing for them. And briefly, I also got some breaks to write for good magazines. I wrote for New in Chess, I wrote for American Chess Magazine. Of course, I've always written for Chess Base.
Yes.
Right from 2000. Actually, I knew Frederick Friedel personally very, very early times, somewhere around 2007, 8, those times almost. So I've been writing for ChessBase for a very, very long time. That continued. Writing is another passion I have. I really love to write. and I have ambitions to write chess books.
Okay.
So this year I have set myself the target of starting to write, work on chess books.
Mm-hmm.
So I started taking writing also very seriously.
Mm-hmm.
So somewhere around a few years ago, I realized that this is what I would do. I would be mentoring strong players. I would be training young talents, and I would write on chess. So these are the three things I do consistently for the last, let's say, 5 to 6 years or so. And starting with this year, I want to write chess books. Yeah.
We are definitely looking forward to that. Pardon my ignorance, and you can choose like however you wish to answer. That when somebody like forget the call of Vishy that you mentioned and all. If somebody is calling you to a team to help for something as a team as a member, is that a financial contract or it is all about like how good a relationship you have, or it works many other combinations?
It is always a financial contract,
Okay, okay,
always.
okay.
But see, with Vishy, it was more of a friendship.
Mm-hmm.
That's what Ganguly said once. When it comes to Anand's team, it was all a bunch of people who had real affection for Anand.
Mm-hmm.
So with Anand, it was never a professional contract because all his team, all his seconds were all his friends.
Mm.
But otherwise, when you work for somebody, it is generally more as a professional capacity.
Okay, okay.
But whoever I have worked with,
Mm-hmm.
they're all my friends.
Okay.
Whoever, whether they call me, yeah, they call me and work for them.
Mm-hmm.
Generally, I work only with friends. I have never worked for unknown people
Okay,
per se.
okay.
Okay, last few years, some students, especially from abroad, uh, they have called me and worked with me because of my professional capacity.
Mm-hmm.
But they are all children.
Okay.
Otherwise,
Yeah.
whenever you work for grandmasters, it is basically more of a friendship, but with a financial side. Yeah.
Okay. So we came to know many aspects of your life. Could you also like to tell about your personal life? How were you balancing? Your son was growing up. You are playing chess. And also one question that came into my mind is that at the time you got the job, you were financially stable. Why you mentioned that you did not had the coaching a lot of times? Why you could have afforded a coach, right?
Coaches were not available at that time.
Ah,
In
okay,
India, there were no coaches,
okay.
and it was still virtually impossible to hire foreign coaches because it was so
Hmm.
expensive. Even then, we have done that actually. As I told you, we had Panga with the Federation. So now I can tell openly 2002, it was not even possible to hire a foreign coach to work with us inside India because if the All India Chess Federation comes to know of it, they will ban the coach from entering in India. This was the kind of Gundaism we had in the Federation. So 2002, we fixed Grandmaster Lev Sakis, one of
Mm-hmm.
the ex-seconds of Gary Kasparov.
Mm-hmm.
Myself, R.B. Ramesh and Aarti Ramaswamy,
Mm-hmm.
we secretly traveled to Spain, hired an apartment, lived there for 15 days, where Sakis came all the way from Israel just to train us for 10 days. This was the kind of ambience we had in our country those days. It was not possible easily to hire someone.
Mm.
We hired Vladimiro to work with us for a few days in Chennai. The Federation came to know of it and stopped it. So it was simply not possible to hire coaches and couldn't afford. So you had to travel abroad, hire them, pay them, and get trained. I have done that. It
Wow.
was possible, but it was extremely expensive. I have done that, paying lakhs of rupees per day. I have hired foreign coaches and worked with them also. But what to say? See, it would have made a very big difference if all this had happened when I was between the age of 18 to 25. All this happened when I was already 30 to 35. It happened.
Mm.
I couldn't pull back and perform in my chess as a player much beyond a certain point. But now, again, to look back at the larger picture, even last week I was explaining something. I went on a coaching camp for 2 days to Kanyakumari, Nagarkoil. When I was explaining something, it came to me very naturally. You know, a good move is one which always has more than an idea. This is a quote from Lev Sakis. I I quote Jonathan Rosen on a daily basis when I train because I got trained by him for a few days at some point. So again, whether it worked me as a player or not, they all added to my understanding of the game, for which I'm very happy.
And we all enjoy the wisdom that you have gathered all these years. And what a beautiful journey. Would you like to share that who were the people, like you talked about your the people in your life, chess wise, who has helped you? Who were the people, your friends who are non chess, your family? Who were the people who helped you in this entire journey?
My biggest support system has always been my brother, extremely, extremely supportive to me. We are extremely close since childhood. We were always very close as brothers. And of course, my mother. And then after I got married, my wife. They have been my staunchest supporters when it comes to anything. See, for example, this decision to quit a job which was paying me hell a lot of money in 2012. I never had a single objection from any three of them,
Mm,
my brother, my mother, or my wife. Of course, they had their apprehensions that
yes,
everyone will have, but they
yes.
never asked me, don't do it. Whereas among my friend circle and all that, 70% of them were like, what are you doing? Why are you quitting a job? But
Mm,
my own family, they never stood in the way. Even today, any of my decisions I take only after consulting them, even my professional decisions, even as to, writing for chess.com or, every interview that is given, my brother would see it, my sister-in-law would see it, my wife would see it, my mom would see it. They are my staunchest critics. They will always give a very, very honest opinion. Right from the way I sit to the cloth I wear, they have comments. So they are my closest support systems. Friendships in chess are very difficult, as you know, basically. I have one very close friend named G. Srikant, Govindaseshan Srikant. He has come in many chess-based interviews, basically, chess-based India videos. He is a guy with a lot of wisdom. He has a very, very good understanding of chess as such. We are friends since teenage. We know each other since about 40 years now. 35 to 40 years, we are close friends. He loves chess and he enjoys chess at a very deep level. So, about chess, we get along very well. Among players, otherwise, Vishnu Prasanna, R.B. Ramesh, Sureshekar Ganguly, Sandipan Chanda, Sashi Kiran. Um, these are my very, very close friends generally. We get along very well as we all keep in contact generally. Shyam Sundar is someone whom I trained, but again, I enjoy a very good, just same as Venkatesh. These are all people whom I trained, but they all became my friends over the years. G.S. Tani. So these are all close circle of friends in the chess field. Non-chess also I have a big group. One of my strengths and weaknesses is my friendships. I have very, very close friendships with many people. I'm an extrovert. So over the years, I've built solid friendships all over the world, I can say, which I'm very happy about. Bharat Petroleum gave me a lot of friends. I had a 20-year stint with the company. So Bharat Petroleum gave me a 20 years opportunity for making friends. So these are the friendships outside chess. Yeah.
Your Bengal connection is very evident, as we know, not only in your professional but your personal life. Your book is something that you are planning, is something we are very excited about. What is it that you want to do as a goal in your life now? Right? Do you have a goal right now that I want to achieve this? A book can is a goal, obviously. Is there any other thing you want to achieve?
Uh, I very strongly feel that when it comes to what you want to do with life, you should never keep ambitions. You
Hmm.
should never keep signposts. This is what I want to do, kind of things, because I now very strongly feel that that is not the way to run a life.
Okay.
The best thing to do would be do your best in whatever you want to do.
Okay.
So that way, one, yes, I have books in mind, especially.
Mm-hmm.
One aspect I don't want to talk about. Another aspect of chess that I want to write books on is how basically our thinking process works. This is
Hmm.
something I really want to write about in chess because in the last 10 years of training people, I now enjoy the process of making them think on different aspects.
Mm-hmm.
As years go by, I am picking up more and more dimensions to understand about a chess player's thinking. So this I would definitely write a book about. Two books about I admire when it comes to thinking processes are Dvoretsky's Analytical Manual and R.B. Ramesh Calculation in Chess. Very well written books, very complex books on the thinking processes. I have something on that genre in my mind when it comes to books. I also have a very deep love for Tamil, my
Hmm.
language. So I have ideas to write on chess in Tamil.
Oh.
In Tamil, basically, it is absolutely my passion. There is absolutely no money at all. I'm not going to make anything out of writing in Tamil, but I have ambitions to write. Um, I joined a writing course by a very prominent Tamil writer in Tamil named Pa Raghavan.
Mm-hmm.
I attended a camp by him, online training classes.
Mm-hmm.
So now I'm learning to write in Tamil. Writing in Tamil is a completely different ballgame
Mm-hmm.
compared to English.
Mm-hmm.
So he runs an online newspaper
Mm-hmm.
in which I've already just started writing on Tamil. I wrote one
Oh.
article on Gukesh and Prag and another article on Vaishali.
Okay.
So like this, I have ideas. I also have ideas to write on Tamil about the history of chess encounters.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the fight between Kashnoi and the Soviet Union, that photograph of Alekin dying on the chessboard. Now it's a hoax. So
Mm-hmm.
it is made out as a hoax, right?
Mm-hmm.
That one. The fight between Fischer and Spassky in Reykjavik. All this I want to write as columns and ultimately I want them to be completed into books in Tamil. The idea is to make chess an interesting topic for the non-chess population in Tamil.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think in English it is so interesting. Or rather, I would put that this is my passion. I want to write it in Tamil and I want to do. This is another thing I want to do. Training, I now very strongly believe that I I now know the process and I have already proven to produce grandmasters and beyond. I have mentored as well as coached people to go beyond 2600 easily. So, in as a chess coach and as a trainer also, now I have certain ideas. For example, I never made it as a proper process so far because I don't run an academy myself. Now I have an idea to make it as some kind of a structure so that I train people regularly and set in motion a process to make them into strong players. So that so far it has been all just spontaneous and intuitive, whatever I work with. But now that I know the process, I want to do that. This is another thing I want to do. Yeah, as you mentioned, my family, my son is now 10th standard. So he is now going to go to college within 2 to 3 years. So these 2 to 3 years, I would like to help him as much as possible. Pandemic took my fitness away. I was extremely fit till the pandemic struck, and after pandemic, I contracted another variation of the corona in 2023 also. So due to which my fitness is totally gone. I now have the fitness of only about 10% of what I had about 10 years ago. So this is something very seriously in my mind to bring back in the next few years. So as you can see, these are not really goals, but yeah, I would love to do many things. Yeah.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Saravanan. I know that we had a scheduled time, but we have, thanks to your understanding and what should I say, my good luck that you gave us so many insights into your life. I'm sure that we can do many more episodes on the insights of your life, but this is something I always wanted to know that how did it happen? I would have never imagined that you would be the board boy of Vishy Anand and then to help him to win the world championship. What an amazing story. And your life, how from not getting a chess book to going into the big stages, like going in the night, car tire getting off, and then going and making norm and becoming an international master. What a beautiful life you have already had, beautiful family and a career, and you have trained some of the amazing talents. Thank you so much for what you do and what you are. And I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart to give me the opportunity to do this.
Thank you so much, and good luck to you too in your career. All the best.
Thank you so much.
The